In this lesson, I'll show you different pricing strategies that would suit your goal, as well as my own pricing strategy that has allowed me to tier up to tier 100k and sell over $1 million in sales. Your pricing strategy depends on many factors, including your tier level, the niche that you're in, and how competitive it is, and whether you're playing the short or long-term reviews game, and if you're relying on free or paid traffic. Getting your pricing strategy right is definitely key to your product selling and ranking on Amazon, and you definitely should have a goal in mind when choosing your pricing strategy. Before we go on to explain the different pricing strategies, let me show you where you change the price for different marketplaces. You can change your price right here. You simply click on edit details of the product that you want to change the price of, and as you start editing the price, for example, we put $17.99, you can see the estimated royalty right here. And if you don't have a particular marketplace selected, you can simply add it like so and edit its price like so. And the same thing applies to all of the products. Now here are some tried and tested pricing strategies to consider. The first strategy is pricing strategy for tier ups up to tier 500, or otherwise called non-profit pricing strategy. There are many sections where your products could rank. You could rank on the featured product section based on sales velocity, reviews, and algorithm product rotation. Then we have newest arrivals where you can rank based on how recently the products were listed and sales velocity. Products in this section with the highest sales velocity will show the highest. Then we have by low to high price. You can rank here based on the lowest price and sales velocity. One of the reasons customers buy on Amazon is because of the lowest price of some products and because they believe they can find a bargain driven by high competition amongst sellers. So they filter by low to high, and if they like a design, then they buy it from there. So to appeal to these customers, we want to price as low as possible in order for our designs to show up in the low to high section of our niche, and so that we can make sales and start ranking in the featured product section that way. This strategy allows you to get more sales and more reviews faster, and you can maintain a low BSI this way quite easily. This is by far the best pricing strategy for tiering up, and it has worked for me tremendously. You can then raise your prices incrementally by $1 after making a few sales until you find that sweet spot, so you don't leave any money on the table. FBA products can be cheaper than the lowest price of Merch by Amazon products, but they are not in every niche. Their shipping is typically not as fast as Amazon's. We can't really compare Printful with Amazon's Prime shipping, right? And they don't typically sub-niche and cross-niche. So if our listing is well optimized and we target the right audience with a superior design, then we should be fine. Another drawback of pricing as low as possible is we might be leaving money on the table by not raising our price at the right time. So we have to monitor our listings closely for pricing opportunities. I usually rely on my memory when I see a product keeps getting sales, or I use a Chrome extension like Pretty Merch. I use the Analyze product section. I then open a new Amazon tab and I check where my product is ranking for different relevant keywords, and if it's got a good BSR amongst the overall niche, and if I see that it's ranking well, I then go ahead and increase the price. Here's what I mean. Let's say your product is amongst this niche right here. You simply type different keywords that you think you might be ranking for example, anti-Trump vote detergent shirts, and see where you're ranking that way. And if you're ranking well in the featured section right here, so if your design is within the first page and it's got a good BSR, you can then start testing by raising your price and see what happens then. Here's what I mean when I said you can rank in different places. So typically customers can actually filter products by these variables, either by low to high price, rarely high to low price, unless someone wants to buy products that have higher price. Maybe they're looking for premium products, who knows? But typically people would filter by price low to high, or by newest arrivals, and also average product reviews. So if you have good product reviews, then you'll show in this category. Our next strategy is the long-term success pricing strategy. The long-term success of a product is driven by the number of positive reviews and the number of consistent sales. To achieve this, it works the same way as the previous strategy. We want to price our products as low as possible in order to generate sales traction, and the more our products sell, the highly likely they are to receive reviews, hopefully positive ones, and so they have a better chance for long-term success. Aim to get 5 or more positive reviews, then increase your price to get a higher royalty. Keep increasing your price with $1 after a few sales until you find your sweet spots for long-term sales and royalties, while keeping an eye on the volume of your sales and where your product ranks amongst competition. If your sales slow down drastically, you can always drop the price down and keep adjusting your price based on your rank and sales volume to stay competitive. The next strategy is pricing strategy for high royalties. This is the best strategy if you want to make high royalties. You want to price your products from the start at the recommended price. For standard t-shirts, it's $19.99. For this strategy, strategy to work, you really have to get your product in front of people for them to buy it, either by having well optimized keywords and listings and relying on organic traffic, by driving external traffic, or by using Amazon advertising. Customers won't mind buying a great design at these prices if they are unique, high quality, and your listings are well optimized, because with merch products, customers usually buy with their eyes first, then price second. We've also noticed that Amazon started pushing new listings regardless of their price or sales to give them a chance to sell on a rotational basis, and if your design is decent enough, then it will sell. And as it continues to sell, Amazon will continue to recommend it and eventually place it in the featured product section. You can even raise your price above the Amazon sales price if your design takes off and sells well. The next strategy is pricing based on niche average pricing. This strategy relies on pricing slightly below the niche average pricing in order to get a chance to rank and sell. For instance, if the niche average is $16.99, you could price your products at $16.95 or $16.97, for instance. You can get the niche average price from tools like Merch Informer, Merch Ninja, or Merch Titans Research. I'll leave you links in the description if you want to check out these tools. Or simply add the best prices of the best sellers in that niche and divide by the number of products. This is definitely the longer way of doing it, but if you want to do it this way, then yeah, why not? The next strategy is competition-based pricing strategy. It's almost always guaranteed to have lower prices when you have high competition or high supply, and higher prices when you have lower competition or low supply. This is one of the fundamental rules of economics, supply and demand. Therefore, we should always price our products according to the market and let the market dictate or decide our price. Assuming we have a decent quality design, if the niche you are getting into doesn't have much competition, we can afford to increase our price above the average and keep testing until you find that sweet spot. Your success metrics are always going to be sales and where the listing ranks. If your design continues to sell, this means that the price is right for the value perceived. So don't be afraid to test raising the price and adjust until you find the sweet spot where you continue to get sales and you feel that if you raise the price anymore, then you'll get less sales and less royalties. If your niche is very competitive with a lot of search results, then it makes more sense to either start with the lowest price possible or price below the niche average price. Then increase your price incrementally until you find your sweet spot as you start getting more sales and reviews. I believe that there's no best pricing strategy for all circumstances. It all depends on your goal, your niche, and your design. The best thing to do is to start with the strategy that best fits your goal, then experiment with other strategies until you find what works best for you. Don't be shy of raising your prices if it makes sense so you don't leave any money on the table. Personally, I price as low as possible in high competition niches, then I raise the price incrementally until I find the sweet spot. In case of a low competition niche, I price at the recommended price. If it makes sense, I try increasing the price until I find the sweet spot for maximum royalties. If I don't make sales, I keep decreasing the price until I make sales. Then I let my design rank a bit and get high sales velocity. Then I test increasing the price again until I find my sweet spot. And this is it. Go ahead and test out different strategies and find what works best for you and rinse and repeat.